So, seconds out, delighted to be joined by former British welterweight champion Johnny Garton, of course, and the recently retired Johnny Garton, an announcement which took most of us by surprise, I would say. Had you been thinking about it for long before you made that final decision?
No, to be honest, it's been a hard decision and not a decision I really wanted to do, but for things in my personal life and financial problems, I've had to call it a day because I can't give 100% to boxing, and I'm not one of them. But if I can't give it 100%, there's no point taking part because I will not quit in there. There's no way on earth I'll quit in the ring.
So does that mean this is a permanent decision, or is there a when boxing comes back and there's shows more regularly, could you give it another go? Like, how committed are you to staying retired?
No, listen, I'd love nothing more than to get back in the ring, but I've always said once I retire, there is no going back for me. That once I say I'm retired, and I'd like to think I'm a man of my word, so I will stick by it.
How pivotal in your decision was the coronavirus pandemic and the shutdown? Because you were due to fight for your old title first in April, then in July, and now we don't know when that show's going to be rescheduled for. If that hadn't have come along, would this decision have been the same?
No, obviously, if Corona never come along, I'd like to think I'd be sitting here as British and Commonwealth champion. But no, it's Corona put a big caused me a lot of problems, financially mostly, and so I've just literally had to call it a day. Really, I think I was a couple of weeks away from fighting Chris. And I was flying in the gym. It's probably the best I've been in a long time. And then obviously they cut it, and because of that, obviously I think it had no sponsorship at the time. They was all lined up to pay me, but then it got cut, so then there was no sponsorship. So I paid, I think, a 5 or 6 week camp all out of my own pocket, and then Corona set in, which obviously I had no income coming in, so obviously that hit me hard as well. And then also, we'd exchanged on a house, and then a couple of weeks ago we done that, and then I've had to borrow money, so I'm pretty much in debt now. So I've just got to go back to work and try and clear myself and make some money for the family.
Well, what are you going to be doing for work? What's your trade, or what are you going to be working as?
Well, I am a qualified mechanic, but I don't want to be going back to that because it's a shit job.
Fair enough.
But at the moment, I've just got myself, because obviously with Corona and that, it's hard to get anything at the moment, and no one's employing. So I've just got myself a little temporary job as doing deliveries. So I'm doing like a lot of deliveries, parcels, and things like that. And then once it's all cleared, I think I've got a couple of interviews like for gas companies and stuff like that. So but I might even I've been thinking a lot about going into personal training. I still want to be involved with boxing. I'm thinking about doing my seconds license. I can't walk away from it totally. I love the sport so much.
What did your trainer, Alan Smith, Al, what did he make of the decision?
Yeah, listen, it's no secret. Al's wanted me to retire for a while because I'm never in an easy fight. We had a good talk, and with everything going on, at the moment, it was the plan was to obviously work and train, but I didn't realise how long I'd be working for, and I was finishing too late. I was finishing at like 7, half 6, and things like that. Al just said, "How are you going to be able to work all day and then going to the gym from 6, 7?" And he also said, "Like, what are you eating through the day?" And I said, "I'm pretty much not eating." And he said, "Well, you can't. You're going to burn yourself out." So it was a hard decision, but for myself and obviously for my family, I think it's the right decision.
Looking back at your career now, I know it's still quite fresh and everything, but do you feel you overachieved? It certainly seems like from where you started, you've done more than you could have ever dreamed of.
Yeah, massively. I didn't expect to win a Southern Area title, and I've done that. I defended it twice, and then won the English, defended that, IBF, and then my all-time dream was to win the British. Obviously, I didn't hold it for very long, but I did get to, I had the privilege to raise it. So I'm more than happy with my career. So but obviously I'm obviously a bit bitter because I do believe I could have beat Chris in the rematch and got the belt back.
Was that the highlight of the career if you had to pick out one night to win over Gary Corcoran? Because not only was it the British title that you'd wanted for so long, it was an incredible fight as well, a real up and down thriller.
Yeah, yeah, it was a great night. I think that was a special night, like just in general, like for everyone. There was a good fight in the crowd as well. So
well, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was just a special night. I was talking about it to Mickey Burke the other day, and he was getting a lump in his throat talking about it. He said that was just like, not many people can say they've had a night like that. It was just, the atmosphere was incredible. From Corcoran's fans as well, Corcoran had a great support. I had a great support, and it was only, I think where it is a small hall, it just made it that bit more intense, that bit more personal. And what a night! What a night!
What do you think was the key to your improvement from going, as you said, not even thinking you'd win a Southern area to getting to the point where you were British champion?
Al Smith and Eddie Lamb. Everyone knows I'm a warmonger, and for the first year or so, whenever I'd sparring, they'd literally stop the spar every round, go backwards, because I'd find it an insult to take a backward step. All I would do was go forward, and they made me box more, used me, move my head more. I was thinking a lot more, setting people up. People don't realise. I know I was always in a fight, but I was an educated fighter. I weren't. If you watch my fights, all right, I did take a lot of shots, but I also slip a lot of shots and take glancing shots. So I think I was a bit more technical than people actually give me credit for.
What about the camaraderie at that gym as well, and how friendly you've been with a lot of the other fighters that have come through, like the ones that are retired now, like Sam Webb and Gary Walcombe, but fighters that you were around at the same time as well, like Bradley Skeet?
Yeah, well, it's mad. I was talking to Sam a couple of weeks ago, and I said I was a fan of Sam and Gary Walcombe, and then a couple of years later, I'm in the same gym as him, and I'm friends with him. And I said it's just like a mad turn of events. And then, obviously, Brad, Lou, Rick, and all top blokes, and I think that original Wirebox team was more like a family. We was all very close. We literally done everything together, and it was great. And then obviously you got all the new youngsters coming through now, and there's some great talent in that gym, some unbelievable talent in that gym, and I think they're all going to do very well.
Do you think we'll see you back there one day, either on a part-time basis or even more than that, helping out the kids?
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely going to do something. As I said, I might do my seconds license. I'm still going to try and train, obviously depending on work, but I do want to stay fit and reasonably healthy. And I've already said to some people, if you're short of sparring partners, I said just give me a call because I'll be there. I'm still going to be around the sport. I'm still going to be at all the shows supporting the boys. Not only just obviously. Not just the iBox boys, but I've made a lot of friends in boxing, so I will be supporting other people as well. So it's going to be tough.
And you've got a young family, of course. How many kids do you have?
I've got Elsie's 3 next month, and then Ivy is 6 months.
I bet now women's boxing is becoming a big thing. It's a question you wouldn't have had to answer in the past, but would you encourage your kids to go into boxing?
No, definitely not. Listen, if whatever they do with it, like my girlfriend's a dance teacher. She's got her own Irish dance school, and she used to dance river dance. And so I think they'd be more pushed towards doing dancing. But I'll support them whatever they do. If they want to box, I'll try and talk them out of it. But I'll give them as much help as I can. They won't be like me though. They'd be defensive and technical.
Yeah, well, exactly. you've always been like you've always had a big fan base. You've always been able to sell tickets, even back from the amateurs. What's been the reason for that? How have you managed to build that fan base of devoted followers?
You know, being a Mill boy, and I knew a lot of people from Mill anyway, and Peckham. You know, they're quite tight knit communities. So, and anyone you don't know, they sort of hear you and then they come and follow you just because you're a local boy. And you know, and obviously my mum's friends and people jump on board and their friends. It just grows bigger and bigger. And then I think people realise that I was never in a bad fight. And when you read some of the comments, I've had so many comments and messages. It's been quite overwhelming, to be honest. And you don't really think how many people you affect or watch. And yeah, I was never in a bad fight. So people come along for a night out because I think my fans made it as well. It weren't just me having a tear up. It was the whole thing with my crowd. You know, there was loud, there was rowdy. It was always a good night. So you knew when you come to a Johnny Garton fight, you was going to have a good fight and there was going to be a great atmosphere.
What advice would you give to any young boxers just starting out now, either in the amateurs or just turning over?
Just work hard. You've got to work your ass off in this game. And it's not a sport, it is a lifestyle. Literally everything I've done was for boxing. You know, boxing always comes first. I wouldn't do certain things because I think that might affect my career, or I could get in. Literally everything for me was wrapped around boxing. I always put boxing first. And yeah, you know, it's just listen to you, get a good team and just work hard. As long as you work hard, you can achieve anything.
I just want to give you an opportunity before we go. We always do this with boxers, especially if they've retired. Just thank yous, whoever you want to kind of give your thanks to out there that's helped you along the way.
Yeah, obviously, Al Smith, Eddie Lamb, Paul Taylor, Michael Burke, Gav Lander, Kate Sheeland, everyone who supported me, my family, my friends, and just boxing fans in general. You know, you've been great. Thank you, and I will be at the show, so I will still see you all. So yeah.
And for people that do want to follow you post retirement,
my sponsors, everyone who supports me over the years.
Yeah. You better get that in.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, just for people that want to follow you post retirement, how can they find you on social media?
On Facebook is Johnny Garton. On Instagram, I think I don't really use it. Johnny Garton Johnny _Garton. Yeah, I don't go on Twitter, so don't bother following me on Twitter.
Fair enough. Well, I just want to say for me, and I'm sure for most of the other journalists and stuff out there, it's been an absolute pleasure following your career. Been in some great fights. Adam Battle springs to mind, as well as Corcoran, obviously. Yeah. Just really, really enjoyed watching you fight, and I'm glad you're one of the few that's going out kind of on your own terms to an extent, and at the right time, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. We'll never know. But yeah, you know, I'd love to go on forever, but you know, I can't. So yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll still see you in the sport in some shape or form, and I look forward to catching up with you at a fight week sometime soon.
Definitely, I'll catch up with you soon. Thank you for having me.
Take care, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Cheers.